Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for coming. We'll just, if I could encourage you to take some seats and take a moment. This is an exciting day. I have to start by reintroducing myself, of course. It's important for any of those viewers, and thanks to everybody who's come today. My name is Andrew Dale. I'm the VP of Marketing and Development with SW Sports and Entertainment, SWSE, as well as the Sudbury Wolves, the Five, and of course our summertime brother or older brother, the Spartans. Personally, I've been engaged in this league franchise potential since 2014. It's a story that I've had the privilege of observing real close and being tied into from the origins, and it's been growing and developing as our community has evolved as well, and it's certainly exciting. So we've launched a team. A few months ago, we launched a name, a look, a feel, and as recent and some members of the team as well in the last couple months. It's been growing. It's been building. The startup is happening over the last few months. We've seen a high degree of passion in the community and excitement from fans, and we anticipate that growing even more with a significant day like today. Today, however, is exciting because it marks a point in the launch of Sudbury Five basketball that will set the tone for the franchise forever. And that, to me, personally, is a milestone that means a great deal to our organization, but more importantly, to our community. Because this is something new, different, and it's going to be an exciting thing to be a part of. Before I call up our speakers today, which will be the owner, the VP of Basketball Operations, as well as the new GM and head coach, I want to take a moment to recognize a few people in the room. Obviously, dignitaries. Thanks, Councillor Kerwin, Councillor Reynolds, and if I see anyone else in the room I might have missed, I apologize. I want to thank the fans. That's both basketball and hockey fans. Sudbury Wolves fans are some of the most passionate in our league, and they bring their passion to the rink. We've got passionate Spartan fans, and we are going to develop passionate court fans here with the Five. They follow our social media channels. They're highly engaged in what we're doing in our community. I want to thank the team here with SWSE, the Sudbury Wolves, and the first hires with the Sudbury Five. The volunteers, the people who make our games, our organizations tick, are incredibly important, and thanks for the dedication, and the can-do attitude. I want to thank the staff and leadership here at the Sudbury Arena. Without your support, including those who are involved in Parts and Rec and James Jerome Field, without the support there in the box office, we wouldn't be going where we are. And again, it's all about attitude. It's where we want to get to, driving and creating safe, entertaining, and exciting experiences that we're constantly looking to improve. And that's a challenging environment to be in, but it's an exciting one. Of course, I see a few sponsors here today, and we would be nowhere without those that have supported the Wolves for a long time, those who have supported the Spartans, and those new ones who are supporting the Five, including Sudbury Hyundai and McDonald's locally, with more and more coming on board. I probably missed a few people, but this isn't about me, this isn't about today. This is about Sudbury Five and the launch of our new basketball coach and GM. So without further ado, I'd like to call up Dario Zulic, owner and governor of the Sudbury Five basketball franchise in the NBL, to say a few words.
Thanks, Andrew. 50 pounds ago, I used to play basketball. You wouldn't think it, right? But I used to play basketball, and basketball has always been near and dear to my heart my whole life. And I'll tell you a story about that. So I played hockey my whole life, Antwerp playground hockey, and got to high school at St. Charles College in grade 9, and I tried out for the basketball team. I made the midget basketball team. And I had a choice. Do I play hockey or do I play midget basketball? I quit basketball. I played hockey. But I thought about it all year. So the next year I said, I'm going to quit hockey. I'm going to play basketball. tried out for the junior team in grade 10, and I got cut. It was a devastating moment for me, and let me tell you, I cried. I cried. It was terrible. So I could have done one of two things on that day. I could have just pack it up, find another sport, and quit, or I could just dig in deeper and try harder. And I chose the latter, right? And so and I practiced every single day thereafter, and I never gave up on my final goal. And I made the senior team in grade 11, and in grade 12 and grade 13. I actually went on to play basketball at University of Western Ontario on the varsity team. So it had a profound impact on me, the basketball. And that lesson, of course, that life lesson is to never give up. And I take that with me even to this day, right? That I'm never giving up on any of my endeavors. The basketball is such a great sport. It provides so many life lessons to those who play it and participate. Right? It allows individuality, but you have to work as a team, and that's important, and not just in basketball, but in every part of your life. You have to work as a team. It instills humility and respect. You can't foul, you can't touch anybody, right? So it encourages respect. And it's a competitive sport, so good, clean competition is very important in anything we do. It causes you to think strategic. It's not just picking up a basketball, although pick-up basketball is very off the top of your head. Skilled and organized basketball is very strategic. And so it allows you and a person to develop all those areas that you carry with you till the day you die. So I'm so happy and I'm so proud that we stated we're going to bring professional basketball to Sudbury, and it's coming to fruition with every new announcement. And here we are. You know, I'm so happy that by introducing and bringing pro basketball to Sudbury, I'm hoping that by raising the profile of basketball in Sudbury, that basketball will be embraced by all ages and at all levels and all leagues, so that these life lessons can be taught to all the youth of our city and the teenagers and all of us. And so I'm proud of the team manifesting this November. And especially of Scott being and Bob taking executing on the strategy to bring it to fruition in November. And I'm proud to be here today to say that it's real and it's about to start. I'm so excited about today's announcement. On that note, thank you for being here today, everyone, and I'll let you continue.
That's great. So my job to roll things along, I didn't even have to time you out there, so that's great. Bob Johnson, VP of Basketball Operations, please come up and say a few words.
Unlike Dario, as you can tell from my height, I've never played basketball, but this is a new venue for me. It's indeed my pleasure today to have the privilege to introduce our new coach, Logan Stutz, as the first head coach and general manager of the Sudbury Five. Logan will be up in a few minutes to talk to you and address you. Logan hails from Kansas City, Missouri, is married, has a beautiful family with his wife Rachel and his two lovely children, Ziva and Eleanor, who are with us today. Welcome to Sudbury, Rachel. His oldest child, Ziva, was born in Germany, and his one-year-old was in fact born in Canada during his time in St. Catharines, Ontario, playing professional basketball for the Niagara River Lions of the NBL. Logan has told me after 8 years of traveling and playing professional basketball in North America, Europe, and Asia, he and his family are delighted with the opportunity to set down roots in Sudbury and to get their Canadian citizenship. The addition of Logan to the Five bolsters our small but mighty team of dedicated employees to four, which includes myself, and I'd like to introduce our two account executives, Jen McGilvery, raise your hand at the back, and Roberto Bagnato at the back there as well. You'll see those guys, you'll see both of them around the community. They're active selling season memberships and sponsorships, and they're an important part of our team. After today, I'll be getting together with Logan, and our next step in the hiring process and expanding our team will be looking for assistant coaches. The addition of Logan to the Five is extremely important to us and an important step in our franchise. Our search for the head coach began almost 2 months ago, and I must say that I was somewhat surprised at how much interest the position garnered from qualified coaches from all over the world. We literally had dozens and dozens of applications from coaches with professional experience in Canada, the U.S., Central America, and several countries from Europe. Without question, professional coaching positions are few and far between, and they're very highly sought-after jobs. In light of the importance of hiring the best candidate available, we assembled a senior-level committee within our organization to go through a very lengthy vetting process, which involves several shortlistings and telephone conference calls with our preferred candidates. I personally want to thank Scott Lund, Andrew Dale, and Blaine Smith for their work on the hiring process. Although I personally have never been involved in hiring a coach before, during my career I have had the opportunity of hiring senior-level executives within government, and I can say with complete accuracy that this decision and this process that we went through was the most difficult. We shortlisted to 6 exceptional candidates with personal qualities and coaching resumes at the highest level of professional basketball. While the candidates had strengths and weaknesses, there were razor-thin differences between the final 6. Now that the decision has been made and the vetting process has been concluded with the hiring of Coach Logan, I can say with complete confidence that he is the right man for the job, and he will lead our team to great heights. While it may be unrealistic to expect our team to replicate what the Vegas Golden Knights did in their inaugural season of the NHL, and while I certainly don't want to put undue pressure on Logan, I do expect our team to be very competitive this year. And further, I believe within a 3-year window, our franchise, and I really do believe in this, not only because we have an excellent coach, but I know we have an excellent owner that only stands for excellence, and we are going to become the flagship team of the NBL within a 3-year window. Logan has already identified and offered contracts to several top prospects that will be absolute stars in the NBL. I think the media and the community will be blown away when they see some of the talent that we're looking at recruiting. In the coming weeks ahead, we'll have future news conferences to highlight our first signings. Given the depth of coaching talent that we considered for our team, I know some people may question the rationale of hiring a young, inexperienced coach. I think it is important today that this question be addressed. It would be disingenuous of me to suggest that Logan's lack of coaching experience didn't give us initial concern. In fact, at the start of our search, it would be fair to say that Logan was on the outside looking in. But as we progress through each stage of the vetting process, Logan's strengths as a player, as a character and person began to chip away at our concerns and started removing any doubts we had. Our committee was completely enamored with his passion, his drive and commitment to a personal goal of becoming a top-level professional coach. His success as a player was important, but we are all too aware that great players don't make great coaches. Notwithstanding this reality, every discussion we had with Logan, whether by email, written document, or over the phone, it started to give us more and more evidence that Logan was a very special person and a rare find. As part of the application process, each candidate had to submit a business plan to our committee. Logan very intelligently and thoughtfully prepared a step-by-step blueprint on how he would establish a winning franchise in Sudbury. His understanding of what needed to be done and how it would be done set him apart from the other candidates. Logan's experience and knowledge of the National Basketball League of Canada was also an extremely important factor that was given significant weight by our committee. Consistent with most successful professional franchises, a winning team doesn't always consist of the most talented players, but are comprised of character-talented players, each understanding and accepting their roles on a team. Logan knows which players are worth recruiting based on their skill and ability to play the game, but equally important, he knows which players are men of character, capable of working together in a team environment. When you hear Logan speak in a few minutes, and I'm going to put you on the spot here, Logan, you will gain some insight into what a personable and intelligent young man he is. He has a maturity beyond his years, and he's very captivating when he speaks. When we were doing our due diligence and following up on references, everyone we talked to characterized Logan in the same way. Some of the descriptions included a dedicated family man, a quality person, ethical, respected, exceptionally high basketball IQ, and motivated and driven to be the best. These are all the same values that our organization embodies. Finally, it's worth noting that we spent considerable effort to properly define the job description of the head coach and general manager of the Sudbury Five. We required all candidates to be fully prepared to assume responsibility of three major work components. Number one, to be the head coach and general manager and to build a championship franchise here in Sudbury. Number two, community outreach. Integrate the Sudbury Five into the community as role models for our youth and establishing a caring and compassionate group of players willing to support community and charitable initiatives. And finally, number three, Northern Academy, work at the grassroots level to teach, to mentor, and expand the wonderful virtues of basketball to the citizens of Sudbury and Northern Ontario. Our preferred candidate had to be willing and fully able to embrace the ambitious goals of all three aspects of the job. We are absolutely convinced that all three objectives are critical to our success, and I can state with equal conviction and with full confidence that Logan is the best man to meet the challenges of the job. Without further ado, it is my pleasure to introduce the first head coach and general manager of the Sudbury Five, Mr. Logan Stutz.
All right, here we are. Thank you, Bob, Dario. Thank you guys for the introduction. Thank you guys for coming. This is a great turnout. It's great to see everybody, and I already know we're going to have a great community support, and it's great to see everybody here. It's really welcoming. Thank you. Just to start off, I just want to say my family and we are extremely excited to be a part of the Northern Ontario community here in Sudbury. And I just personally want to thank everybody involved in the Five for believing in me and my vision for growing basketball here in Northern Ontario, and more specifically Sudbury. And I'm honored that at the end of the selection process, the organization chose me to be the first ever general manager and head coach. It's really, really an honor to take that next step. And even more importantly, Canada's been home the last 3 years for me and my family, and be able to continue to call it home is something that special to us. Having a daughter from here and working towards our citizenship, it's something that we're really looking forward to, establishing ourselves in Canada. And like I said, it was my home for 3 years as I played, and going a little bit into my playing career. Bob covered a lot of it, but I've been a professional for 8 years. I played everywhere, a lot of countries, been around, did a training academy, 7 years down in Kansas City. So a lot of times the big question that I get is transitioning from player to coach. That's something everybody kind of wants to know. And that's something that I've, I don't want to say struggled with, but maybe questioned or thought about quite a bit. But I'm going to tell a little story here that I believe God sent me a little sign that really encouraged me that this is the right step and this is where I need to be. And just last month I was in Taiwan finishing my career, playing with 3D Global Sports Canada basketball team that travels around and plays in certain areas of the world. And they knew that this was how I was going to end my career. Bob knew, the Five knew, and it was pretty cool. The last team that we played versus was the Japanese national team, and their name is actually the Akatsuki Five. So it's kind of ironic that my playing career ended versus another team called the Five. My coaching career will start with the team called the Five. But that night I went home and I even sent Bob a message. Hey, guess what? I found another team called the Five, and thought that was pretty cool. But I looked more into it, and the Akatsuki Five directly translates to dawn of the Five, or to new beginnings. So to me, that was just really cool and kind of special. Something I probably always hold on to, thinking this is how I transitioned from a player to a coach. Was my last game was versus a team called the Five, but it really wasn't the end. It was a new beginning. It was a dawn of where my next steps were going to take me in my career. So that's something pretty cool, something special that, like I said, is a sign that I'll always remember. So now moving on a little bit, I'm sure everybody is excited to kind of know maybe my vision or maybe my plan for the team and what you can expect from me as I serve the Five and the community, and where I kind of go from here. The one thing that I can promise and that I can give everybody certainty on is that I'm going to take the same qualities that made me successful as a player and a person, my leadership qualities, my dedication, my drive, my passion. I am kind of an emotional guy, and I know I get my emotions going in the right direction, I can accomplish a lot of things. And my plan is to recruit high quality character guys, and that's how I'm going to build my team. Guys that are going to be dedicated every day to work hard. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. They're going to have passion. I'm really hoping that they'll take on the same personality of my drive and passion on the court that I had and in the community. And I think the most important thing is to give the community a basketball team that they're absolutely going to fall in love with on the court. And the way that will happen is they're going to work hard every day. When you guys come and watch this team, it's going to be exciting. We're going to run. We're going to get up and down. It's going to be something that you guys can really get behind and just gain a passion for coming to every game on the court. And just as equally, off the court, I'm a huge believer in the community and giving back to the community. And we've already got some great plans, some great things in line for how we're going to get out in the community, getting into schools, working with businesses, getting out and giving back to the youth, and just all the players are going to be involved in that. You're going to see a lot of the Five faces out in the community, from our best players to our role players. And, I want the fans to gain a relationship with these players, to, have their favorite player come in the game. They can cheer for them, maybe buy their jersey, maybe come out to a birthday party, whatever is needed for us to give back to the community, whatever is needed for us to grow the sport. Basketball here in Sudbury, it's going to be done. That's something I can tell you for sure. It's something I love doing as I progress through my career, and it's something that's just close to my heart, because we're an asset to young kids. Something that they can look up to. It's something that they can believe in, and then we can help them as well wherever their goals are. If they're basketball or hockey, it seems to be very popular. But whatever it is, we want to help them achieve those goals in all areas of their life, whether it's sports. That being said, I know we got a hardworking staff, great organization to work for. I couldn't be happier to be here. I truly believe that this is the best organization in the NBL to work for, and it's just awesome to be a part of. So I really, it's hard for me to explain how excited I am. I love working with the team, talking to guys on the phone, kind of giving updates on where I'm at with Bob, and I even probably talk to my wife about it a little bit too much sometimes, but she knows some of the things that are going to happen, and some of the guys I'm talking to, so it's someone nice to bounce some things off of. And I'm definitely excited to expand our staff as we search for an assistant coach and other partners and people that can be able to help us. And ultimately, it's just going to be an unbelievable experience here in Sudbury this next year. So I'm extremely thankful to be a part of it. So thank you.
Thank you, Logan. Thanks, Bob. Thanks, Dario. Thank you, everybody, for paying attention. I mean, it seemed quite riveting that everybody was quite interested. I'm sitting there listening and finding myself sort of taken back to memory lane. But we have played a little bit with the term the Five. We start our press conference at 11:05. We start meetings at 9:05. I'm expecting 5 a.m. practices. But I listen to the words there. There's growth, there's opportunity, there's expansion, there's investment, and those things are beautiful words in our community. Before we wrap things up, it's really important to us, and we understand, and I have some personal experience about these decisions that get made, that Logan's made to join our community. I'd like to call on Jennifer McGilvery to come up and to present Rachel with a token of our appreciation. Just over here, if Rachel, you could stand up. You know, if you think about it, and you just stop and think, oh yeah, well, we can have an absolute thing. 8 years of professional basketball, 3 continents, 2 kids, a growing family. These things don't happen alone. And speaking from my experience as a professional hockey player, I know how important the bedrock of home is. And so coming to a new community, we welcome you, and we know that you will love this community for what it offers. So thanks very much for coming here. Thanks, Jennifer. A couple things that I think are really important. The City of Greater Sudbury is now going to have the opportunity to enter into markets throughout the East Coast and all throughout Ontario. We do that with the Sudbury Wolves in the Ontario Hockey League, but we don't do it out east. And the brand of Greater Sudbury through the Sudbury Five is going to be going national. Having people like these people up here, the SWSC management team, as well as organizers and owners from London to Windsor to St. John's to Halifax to grow this league is something that we intend on doing as a group, and is something we're certainly very excited about. And I think bringing our community to other parts of the country are going to be a really exciting time throughout the winter when the Sudbury Five are in town to play the St. John's Edge or the Moncton Miracles and what have you. And hopefully in not too distant future, heading west. You know, our organization is built on founding values, and I heard them here today: excellence, integrity, discipline, character, among many other values. But it's those foundations that we're excited to continue to grow and work hard for this community and our fans. It's hard not to default to my own experience, which was playing hockey. So I'm going to, and I say this with all due respect because it was a little while ago that I did this. But my 8-year-old son likes to remind me of the olden days, Dad, like in the 90s. When I played, and it's a little rip at me every once in a while, but I love those 3 kids. I wouldn't be here without my wife and those 3 kids, but I'm going to steal one from the late great Bob Badger Johnson, no relation. It's a version of his life memoir repeated. He said it's a great day for hockey, and that was any day. But today in Greater Sudbury, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's a great day for basketball. And so, without further ado, I'd like to wrap things up. For media, if you have any questions of anyone up here or anyone in the room, I'm sure we'll be able to find them. And I really want to thank everybody for coming out. It's just an exciting day for basketball. Thanks. All right.